Hey guys, it's Mr. Grund, and here's a quick video on drawing angles of rotation and what angles of rotation are. Think about angles of rotation sort of like hands on a clock, right? Except the middle of the clock is now the middle of our XY plane, our coordinate plane, and one of the hands is always going to stay in the same place, and it's called our initial side. The other hand is going to rotate a certain number of degrees and then stop, and that is our terminal side. This is an example of an angle of rotation. Now, something that can be helpful is just a little understanding of how things work generally in the coordinate plane. So you notice I've got 4 of them set up here, and I'll fill those in. If I have a 90-degree angle of rotation, it's going to start here with my initial side and move up to the y-axis here, and that makes a 90-degree angle, right? So that's what a 90 would look like. 180 would start here, and it would curve over to the other side of the x-axis. That's a 180-degree angle of rotation. 270, that's going to go all the way around to here, and there's my 270-degree angle of rotation. And then 360 degrees in a circle, so that's all the way around like that. Now, a couple of things to notice. Notice that with all of these, I'm rotating in a counterclockwise direction, and that's what happens with positive angles of rotation. They go counterclockwise. We can also have negative angles of rotation. And so for a negative angle of rotation, let's say one that doesn't end on a multiple of 90 like those 4 did. Let's say that we've got, I don't know, negative 210 degrees. Okay? So there's my XY axis. My initial side I'm going to do in a different color. If it's a negative angle of rotation, now I'm moving in a clockwise direction, and I'm going to count by 90s as I do this, as I cross each axis. So go in this direction, that's negative 90 degrees, negative 180. It would be 270 to get up to here. I'm only going to 210, so that's another 30 degrees past 180. So that's going to be somewhere about here, about a third of the way there. And this is my negative 210-degree angle of rotation. So an example of positive, an example of a negative. Now, the only other thing here would be what happens if we go around the clock more than once, right? What if it's more than 360 degrees? That can happen with angles of rotation. So, for instance, let's say, I don't know, we've got 390 degrees, let's say. So 390 degrees. My initial side is here where I'm starting. I'm going 90, 180, 270, 360, and now I've got 30 more degrees to get to 390, so I'm going to go past, and it sort of makes this curl where it goes all the way around plus a little bit extra. And it could go around several times depending on how big that angle is. So there you have it, drawing angles of rotation.